Maybe I'll tee you up and you do the hook.
Okay. What do you want the hook
I think
to
the
be?
hook is...
If you've got a recently imported 1992 S83 Daihatsu Hijet with crank windows, four-wheel drive, no AC, 4-speed manual transmission,
and a bunch of firewood, this video's for you. We'll figure it out. Once we start rolling it out, it'll come naturally.
just tell them where we are and why we're here.
Okay, and then
you can pass it to me at any time for why we're here.
Okay. Okay, what's up guys? I'm Isaac, and today we are at my buddy Andrew's house loading up a bunch of uncut and unsplit firewood that we're gonna take back to my place to essentially burn and use it in the fireplace this winter. Behind me, we've got the new, to me, Daihatsu Hijet KEI Truck.
Doesn't it look brand new? Just off the lot.
I was gonna say new, but I don't know if I can.
New in 92.
New in 92, exactly. And this is a little commercial truck. You probably haven't seen a ton of them out there. It's imported from Japan. It's a Japanese vehicle.
It has 12-inch wheels.
It has 12-inch
everything.
wheels and tiny tires. But this thing can haul quite a bit. Like it's got a payload rating of...
It's like 700 pounds?
Yeah, 700 pounds.
It's in kilograms, so we don't really know. It's America.
Exactly.
It can hold like 35 bananas. Isn't that how they do it?
Or one person, but if you stand in the back, the truck sags. There you go.
I am a heavy guy.
Yes. So the goal being, we're gonna load this thing up because we don't want to make 2 trips. So we just want to make one. So we're gonna put up probably at least a cord of wood back here. The truck's for sure gonna be sagging, and we're gonna show you a really simple solution to keep this truck from sagging, and that's called Timbren SES. So let's get to it. All right, so before we load this thing up, let's chat a little bit about the details.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot we can go through on this truck. You already know how much I love this thing.
Yes.
It does it all. It's the perfect truck, especially if you've got a little bit of space, right? I know you haul mulch. He's a big yard guy.
Okay.
Beautiful lawn.
Big yard guys, it is a stretch.
He's a property owner, so he has to be a yard guy. But its size and what it's capable of, it's just so versatile. You know, you've got a Tacoma, you've got a truck bed, so it's not that you're a stranger to having a pickup and how useful they are, but shrinking it down while maintaining payload and bed size, it's a game changer.
Arguably bigger bed size.
Right, yeah. So all these bed sides fold down so you can have it a flatbed if you want. I'm not sure that this is strong enough, but it looks like a headache rack, so we're gonna call it one.
Yes.
But with all of that, it's still a little truck, 12-inch wheels, just tiny. It probably weighs 400 pounds total, right?
Yeah.
When we get in it, it leans all the way over to one side. So when we're gonna throw 700 plus, because we're not very good at accounting for how much a stump weighs,
right,
into the bed of this, I don't know, we're gonna do wheelies down the road, the whole front of the truck's gonna lift up. What are we talking about as far as what that settlement equals?
Right. And when buying this truck, we've had experience, like you said, with other trucks and towing and hauling. So we've been running Timbren SES, which is a suspension product that helps.
Right. It's a simple product for a simple truck.
Yes, it takes away the squat, the sag, the sway, the roll, all that jazz.
Right.
So the goal was, hey, is there a Timbren kit that maybe fits this?
Yeah.
So we hit up Timbren and we said, hey, can we try to design or put together some sort of custom kit?
Right.
They were all for it. They're like, absolutely, heck yeah, let's do it.
It's because it's a KEI truck. Who doesn't like that?
Exactly.
And they probably like wood too.
Exactly. So there is a solid rear axle on this.
Okay.
There's little leaf springs.
Yep.
2 little baby ones.
Tiny.
Tiny little shock. Like the length of the shock can't even be a foot.
Right.
And there's actually bump stops on this.
Okay.
So it's impressive that this truck comes with them, but of course there's too much space between the bump stop and the frame. So
and it's probably hard as a rock.
Hard as a rock. It doesn't actually do its job. So rip them off, put the new nice plush SES bump stop on there,
and load it to death.
And we shouldn't get a squat.
Yeah.
It shouldn't wheelie.
Right. It may still wheelie, but at least
it's a safer wheelie.
Right. We'll load more weight towards the cab.
Yes, exactly. So the goal being, we are going to load at least a cord of wood in the back of this truck before the SES kit.
Yeah.
Show the truck sagging, and then pull it in the garage, put the SES kit on, keep the same amount of wood in the back, and show that it actually does work and it's helpful for little trucks like this.
And Isaac's gonna have a ton of wood to burn.
Exactly. I have to get through all this wood this winter, otherwise it's a bust.
Right. Scrap the whole thing.
Exactly. Well, cool.
Perfect.
Let's load it up. If we could figure out like a tube mount that then bolts to the quick fist.
Right.
Then you wouldn't have to drill.
Seems like a liability.
Just an axe hanging out this way?
Well,
just a big fatty
right on
axe.
the side.
Yeah.
That's probably what they would do. They just set it right in here, call it a fire truck.
Yes.
I bring it back.
Bring it back.
Keep on coming. Keep on coming. It's a clear path. There's nothing in your way.
Okay.
Just keep on coming.
Are you sure?
Keep on coming. Give her some gas. A little more. Perfect. Not even close to touching the ground over here.
Hey, yo.
We just wanted to make sure that, you know, I pick up the wood, it's chest height.
Right.
Lower back.
The point of owning a K truck is to make life as convenient and easy as possible.
And everyone knows lower back injuries are the most common of back injuries.
And that is straight out of the Daihatsu manual.
Right.
Yeah.
We talked to the chief engineer.
Yep.
He said this is a good idea. It's perfect. And honestly, if we want to readjust it, we can just lift it up and move it.
Yep. All right.
Beautiful. Let's get to it.
Okay. Let's get that on top here.
Okay. Boom.
I'll let Andrew do the big ones. Let's try to get a couple more just to prove the point. People that actually drive these, like even in like Uganda and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
they're loaded to death.
10 times.
Have you seen the log
1,000
hauling
pounds.
40 series?
Exactly.
They have like logs coming all the way through, like that poor truck
This truck in other countries.
has a terrible life.
Yes.
It's
And it
happy
holds
to do
up,
this.
but they all sag.
Yes.
We would guess that there's probably 1,000 pounds back here, and it's like a 700-pound capacity. The truck's definitely sagging quite a bit, but this is about a cord, so again, we didn't want to do 2 trips, so we should be able to do this all in one.
And when he says it's sagging a lot, there's literally nowhere else for the axle to go.
Yes, like the stock bump stop.
Lean on it, push on it. That's it.
All right, so we have successfully loaded the wood, and we have moved the truck to a flat surface to show that it is indeed totally maxed out and sagging beyond belief.
We only have movement left in the front.
It's a little bit rear heavy to say the least. So next steps is to pull this truck in the garage and slap the Timbren SES on.
And like 800 more PSI in the rear.
Yeah, those tires are a bit squishy. All right, so truck's in the garage and we're about ready to pull off the stock bump stop. This is the custom kit that we pieced together from Timbren. So it's got your base plate, it's got your SES bump stop, and it all is already assembled. I went ahead and did that already, and then you've got 2 new U-bolts and a couple nuts and some washers, and it's as simple as that. Set it, forget it, and you're done. Okay, first things first, we gotta pull off the wheel and tire to have better accessibility to pull off the old bump stop. So this little Daihatsu has little 12-inch wheels and only 4 lug nuts, and they're very accessible and very easy to get to, hence the small drill. So I'll pull these off. And as you can see here, this is the stock bump stop. That's what we're going to be removing, and should be pretty easy install. The truck's a little bit dirty from the dirt back there, so here we go. So because we have like 1,000 pounds of wood in the back, and we probably should be doing this install without wood, but we're going to prove a point. We are going to use this little car jack that I ripped out of my old Land Cruiser, and we're going to put this on the axle since the other jack's on the frame. Give it a little bit of pressure so that when we pull these U-bolts off, something crazy doesn't happen. Yeah, that's better. Hard rock, piece of rubber, I think, that literally doesn't do a thing. So we're just gonna totally scrap it and toss the new one on. It fits on there like a little glove. And you'll see here, because it's all jacked up, that there's still too much space here, but once it's lowered, you'll have about an inch, inch and a half, which is exactly what Timbren wants. So I'm grabbing an 11/16 here because you can't fit the drill on these U-bolts because of the plate for the SES. Again, this is a pretty custom kit, so that's not standard across the board. So we're just gonna use a hand tool for this one. All right, so what'd that take? Like, it probably took us 10, 15 minutes because we were horsing around, but
Right.
it's a pretty quick install. It's set it and forget it.
It's like everything else, couple of U-bolts, move on.
And looks good.
She's level.
What do you think?
She's still not happy about having all this weight and 3 cylinders, but at least she looks good doing it.
Right. Yeah, no more sag really at all.
Yeah.
It's like pretty level for the most part.
You can feel it sitting in the cab.
Yeah.
You're not like,
Yes. It's less squat, less of that unsafe feeling.
right.
Not
Now
that-
we can get more wood.
Now we're gonna go back and fill this up even more. Exactly. Well, heck yeah, it's safe to say that it's a sound solution.
Yep. It works on all trucks, big and small.
Yes, and it did its job. So let's get to the backyard and unload this and
Have fun with that.
exactly. No, you're helping me. Hey,
What an
is that
asshole.
Husky your axe or mine?
What's that?
Is that Husky yours or mine?
That's mine.
I have the same one. It's not in there.
It's not yours.
No,
I
but
promise.
this one, that's the splitter.
Dang. Yeah,
This one kind of sucks.
we're totally getting this one.
All right, so if you're dealing with sag squat, roller sway, and you're trying to load a cord of wood,
In your recently imported 1992 S83 Daihatsu Hijet, 4-wheel drive, can't be more specific, it's gotta be this. Manual windows, 4-speed manual, heat only, no AC.
then this Timbren SES kit is the kit for you. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Andrew. See you guys next time.